Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome down to Stockhouse for session number 12 of our 13 planned sessions. We call them Stockhouse Sessions, but we call these ones the Rebel Sessions. This was a great run of real Irish music to get you dancing and get you going. And tonight is going to be no different. What we can announce tonight is that our final 13th concert will be next Friday the 15th. But on the 22nd, we have a special pre-recorded one that we did featuring a great singer, Olivia Douglas, together with Derek Warfield and Young Wolfe Tones here just a few weeks ago before Derek and Damaris and Andreas headed stateside. And it's head stateside it did. They've been very, very busy since the last one of our music evenings. They've been in Ohio and Florida and Pennsylvania and New York and back in London, and they're going to Birmingham tomorrow. These guys have been around the block bringing real good music to every corner, and to hell with the pandemic. They were getting in there and getting the music done, and all we can say is we hope you enjoy tonight's session. We hope that you get yourselves going. Two names stood out every single week that never missed any of our music sessions: Bernadette Vidal and Mandy Kemp. So tonight is dedicated to you two ladies. He's never stopped. He's watching every night. So without further ado, we hand over to Derek Warfield and the Young Wolfe Tones.
Thank you very much indeed, Mike. Michael Hughes there, the man that keeps all things together here at the Stockhouse. And we'd like to say a word of thanks indeed for Mick and all the staff here, that over the last 4 or 5 months they've been a revelation to ourselves and the live music, because they have facilitated us to perform through Mr. Zoom every Friday for almost 3 months. So, and tonight is no exception. We're delighted to say hello to all our friends around the world and around Ireland, and we want you to join us now with the songs and music that we love, the heritage of Irish traditional music and song. And it's a treasure of immeasurable value to Irish people. We don't probably give it the value that it deserves, because it has carried the hopes, the dreams and the aspirations of the people of Ireland in every generation. And tonight we're going to remind you of that fact with our opening song, which is a ballad called The Rocky Road to Dublin. So we're going to start off with the Rocky Road, and anyone that's been in the music business over the last 2 years has been on a very rocky road. Here we go.
Absolutely, and can we give a special shout out as well to another person that watches in every single week, Geraldine Cottle, and I know she's had a very hard time lately as her husband Norman hasn't been that well, but get well soon, Norman. And let's say hi there to Mossy as well, watching him he's looking forward to seeing us in San Francisco.
Hi, Mossy.
Kevin Deegan, Martin Wadley, he says hello from Scotland.
I know it's Harry's birthday out there. I think it's coming up very soon. Harry Townsend.
Happy birthday, Harry.
Enda Lee says I've never been to America, but I've been in some states.
Well, we've been in a lot of states ourselves.
There's Mark Pittard. He says, I'm so happy to see and hear my favourite band once again. It's been too long. So
Lovely.
There you go. Okay.
Isn't it great to have an audience inside?
It is. How are you,
Absolutely.
folks?
Hello, folks.
Hello.
So don't be afraid to shout up or heckle, you know. It's been 18 months, so we'll deal with anything.
From me home I started, left the girls a tune so sad and broken hearted, saluted me father dear, kissed me darling mother, drank a pint of beer, grief and tears to smother, then off to reap the corn, leave where I was born, could have snowed by torn, down to Bannish Coast, and goblins a brand new pair of brogues, rattling over the banks, training all the dogs on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road, all the ways to Dublin. Whack for Lally-Rah,
Whack the Lally-Rah.
now Mullingar at night, I rested limbs so weary, started by the light. Next morning bright and early, took a drop of the pure, keep me heart and singing, but that's the Paddy's cure. Early night for drinking to see the lassie smile, laughing all the while, and me curious now was set your heart a bubble and asked if I was hired, wages I required. I was almost hired on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road, all the ways to Dublin. Whack for Lally-Rah,
Whack the Lally-Rah.
in Dublin next to ride, I thought it such a pity to be so soon deprived the views of that fine city. But then I took the stroll, all among the quality bundle it was tall. In the neat locality something grasped me mind, when I looked behind no bundle could I find. Upon me stick a wobble and a quern for me row, and me Connacht's brogue wasn't much in vogue. On the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road, all the ways to Dublin. Whack for Lally-Rah,
Whack the Lally-Rah.
ain't no trick, go. Got away, me spirits had never failed, and landed on the quay just as the ship was sailing. Captain and me roared, send a Norum Paddy. I jumped aboard a cabin bound for Paddy. Down among the pigs, played some hearty jigs, danced some hearty jigs. The water round me bubble and went up Holyhead. Wish myself was dead, better far instead. On the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road, all the ways to Dublin. Whack for Lally-Rah,
Whack the Lally-Rah.
now the boys of Liverpool, when I safely landed, called me suck the fool. I could no longer stand it, blood began to boil. Temper I was losing, poor old Erin's oil. They began abusing her on me, so says I shall lay the Isle of Clyde. All my boys went by and saw I was a hobbling with the loud array. Joined in the affray, quickly cleared the way on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road, all the ways to Dublin. Whack for Lally-Rah,
Whack the Lally-Rah.
ain't no trick, go. The hare and turn her down the rocky road, all the ways to Dublin. Whack for Lally-Rah, hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road, all the ways to Dublin. Whack for Lally-Rah.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor?
What shall we do with the drunken sailor?
What shall we do with the drunken sailor?
Early in the morning, way up she rises, hey, and up she rises, hey, and up she rises early in the morning. Put him in his cover with the hose pipe on him, put him in his cover with the hose pipe on him, in his cover with the hose pipe on him, early in the morning. Way, hey, and up she rises, hey, hey, and up she rises, way, hey, and up she rises early in the morning. Now what shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning. Now way, hey, and up she rises, way, hey, and up she rises, way, hey, and up she rises early in the morning. Put him in the bed with the captain's daughter. Put him in the bed with the captain's daughter. Put him in the bed with the captain's daughter. Early in the morning. Hey! Way, hey, and up she rises. Way, hey, and up she rises. Way, hey, and up she rises early in the morning.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor?
What shall we do with the drunken sailor?
What shall we do with the drunken sailor?
Early in the morning, way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises early in the morning.
Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Shave his belly with a rusty razor.
Early in the morning, way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises early in the morning.
Way up she rises.
Way up she rises, way up she rises early in the morning.
Woo! Jeez, that was tough on the old belly there, Milo. The last verse, it was tough on it. It was tough.
Well, there we go, boys and girls. That's the Drunken Sailor, and of course before that, the Rocky Road to Dublin. Well, we're going to continue this time with one of the great ballads, indeed, of our own generation. And as many of you know, we've always sung the songs that were written about the events and issues in life that passed us by. And over the last 50 years, many great songs are written by many people. But one of my favourites is a song that was written by Bobby Sands in prison back in 40 years ago in 1981. He wrote this song on a cigarette paper with a pen that was hidden in his body. And the song reveals his understanding of history. It's a reminder of the continuity of struggle for our liberty and freedom here in Ireland. And Bobby Sands chose to write the song. He chose to write it about the followers of Robert Emmet, who were all deported and dispersed to Australia after the failed rebellion of 1803. This song is a reminder of Bobby Sands' talent, but it's also a reminder of Robert Emmet's inspiration that was passed to generations of Irish people. So here is the song, Back Home in Derry, and we'll ask you all to pay attention to the words written by an Irish patriot in prison, denied the right to have a pen or pencil to record his feelings, and listen to the words he wrote. Back home in Derry. Thank you.
And I give a shout out there to Teresa Brown that's watching in there. She says, fantastic to see you back again. You have been missed. There's Noel McGuinness, Cormac's daddy, watching in as well.
We know.
And there's Bernadette Vidal, who's always in every week. So here we go.
It's like we never went away.
Where did we go, Andre?
Oh, sure it is now. If I told you where we went now, that'd be telling. It was great.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
In 1803 we sailed out to sea, out from the sweet town of Derry. For Australia bound, if we didn't all drown, and the max of the fetters we carried. In the rusty iron chains we sighed for our wains, as the good women we left in sorrow. As the mainsails unfurled, the curses we hurled at the English and the thoughts of tomorrow. I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. At the mouth of the foyle that dwelt to the soil, as down below decks we were hurried. Oh, Doherty screamed, woken up from a dream of a vision of bold Robert dying. The sun had burned cruel as we dished out the gruel. Then O'Connor was down with the fever. 60 rebels today bound for Botany Bay. How many will meet the receiver?
wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. We cursed them to hell as I built for the swell. Our ship danced like a moth in the firelight. White horses rode high as the devil passed by, taking souls to Hades by twilight. 5 weeks out at sea, we went out 43. We buried our comrades each morning. In our old time, we were lost in the slime of endless night without dawning. I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, Van Diemen's Land is a hell for a man, for to live out his whole life in slavery. Where the climate is raw, and the gun makes the law, and the wind or the rain care for bravery. 20 years have passed by, and my bondage is o'er. My comrades still walk behind me. A rebel I came, oh, I'm still the same. On the four winds of night you will find me. Together! Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry.
Thank you very much indeed, folks. Thanks, boys and girls, there for...
Derek, I think we're going to rename that tune. I wish I was back home in Dundee. Dundee or Dundee, is that what they call it? There you go, close.
Well, of course, we're in County Meath, boys and girls, what Andreas is saying.
You forget it, Derek.
Yes. And in the great metropolis of Trim...
Close to Cavan,
and,
Derek.
of course, it's the scene, indeed, of not only this wonderful restaurant and, indeed, a venue for entertainment, but it's also, indeed, a very old town with a long, long history. And we're going to feature this time the very quiet man here with the beautiful piano in front of him. He's from County Cavan, and his name is Andreas Durkin. I want you to give him a warm welcome to the Stockhouse. Come on.
Oh, God.
Now, Andreas is going to play and sing a beautiful song that was written by a young man who passed away during the COVID, Liam Riley. Now, Liam Riley was a very talented songwriter and performer, and he wrote many great songs for our band and for many other bands and for his own band, Bagatelle. But he wrote this song particularly for the Wolfe Tones back in the 1980s, and it's a song called The Boston Rose. And we'd like to dedicate it to all the lovely roses here tonight in the Stockhouse. So this is for you, girls, and here's Andreas to sing The Boston Rose.
Thank you, Derek. I'll dedicate this to Jackie and her crew down there. They're down on the bar end. I'll have to get you singing along. No, I normally have a red organ. That's what Derek was trying to get out. Yeah. Sorry, TMI. Jesus, TMI. But my red organ aged and it went grey. So my red organ is in the UK. And I found this organ in the house. Sorry folks if you're having dinner.
Teresa Brown says, hi guys, got that special hug from my daughter after. And Sydney Deering is watching in as well. It says, fair play Sydney, thanks for sharing the page. Remember that sharing is caring. Yes, Teresa Brown says, hi guys, I got that special hug from my daughter. After a long time, life is good. That's what we all need. Great hug. Maureen Sutton is watching from Chorley in Lancashire. Danny Doyle, the flute player, says, is that an organ donation?
Absolutely, I'm looking for organ donations. Any donations is good at this stage. Oh, Lord. All right, Jackie, I want to hear you singing along.
1, 2, 3.
Now the autumn leaves are falling, and the tourists have all gone, and the children, they have all gone back to school. And my life is as it was before. I work 8 hours a day, but the company's still making all the rules. There's a girl in Massachusetts, south of Boston town, she said, and her lovely face is with me all the day. But I met her down in Old Tralee, golden hair upon her head. I took her heart and she stole mine away. Everybody, come on in, let's see you singing. So goodbye, my Boston beauty. Farewell, my Boston rose. I'll wait for you, I'll think of you. No tread to you I'll pose. So goodbye, my Boston beauty. Farewell, my Boston rose. I wish that you were here, and I know that's the way life goes. There's a song we sang all summer long in the bars of Dublin town. I can hear it on the factory radio, and the feeling I remember when I hear that simple tune makes me wonder if it really happened so. For we laughed and loved together till the summer days were gone, and she had to fly across the ocean wide. So goodbye, my Boston beauty, until we meet again. I'll keep a fire burning deep inside. Everybody, let's hear you singing, come on. So goodbye, my Boston beauty. Farewell, my Boston rose. I'll wait for you, I'll think of you. No tread to you I'll pose. So goodbye, my Boston beauty. Farewell, my Boston rose. I wish that you were here, and I know that's the way life goes. Some nights when I'm drinking and my friends have gathered around, and just for fun someone calls out your name. Well, I smile there with the rest of them, but I can't hear a sound. I love you, but to them it's all the same. And nights when I'm alone, my love, you come into my mind, and visions flash across the emerald eye. Well, I watch the moon there up above. And I'll leave this earth behind, and I'll call to you as I go sailing by. Everybody, come on, here we go. So goodbye, my Boston beauty. Farewell, my Boston rose. I'll wait for you, I'll think of you, no tread to you I'll pose. So goodbye, my Boston beauty. Farewell, my Boston rose. I wish that you were here, and I know that's the way life goes. I wish that you were here, so farewell, my Boston Rose. Thank you.
Well, folks, that was Andreas there with a wonderful ballad there, as I said, written by Liam Riley and the Boston Rose. And thanks indeed for the appreciation and response. And for all those people watching around the world are sending in the messages. I just want to say to the folks here at the show that when Damaris reads them out, they're coming from all over, indeed, America and all over Europe. So there are many people watching this show tonight. And we're going to feature this time Damaris on the banjo. And she's from this very county of Meath. She's not just a wonderful banjo player and musician, she's also a wonderful teacher. And she's taught hundreds of young boys and girls and given them the wonderful gift of music to take through their lives. And they'll never be alone in the world with music. So here's Damaris to play.
After the Foxy set, we might actually get our special guest, which is Una down there, the great dancer, to join us for the last tune in this set.
Yeah.
We're going to go into the, we called it the Fox Hunters set. So the last tune is called the Fox Hunters. I'm going to give you a nod and you're in for a treat, everybody, so.
Lovely.
Where would you get it, boys and girls? Give it a big bullabus. That's Una Lee Flaherty there, boys and girls, and a thanks indeed to her for that wonderful dance indeed. Of course, on the banjo there, we had Damaris and playing the wonderful tune there, The Fox Hunter's Reel. So, we're back to song this time, and back to one of my favourite ballads, which is a song that was written many years ago by a man from County Down. Father Charles O'Neill wrote this song. It's called The Foggy Jew, and he wrote it as a tribute to the men and women of the Easter Rebellion of 1916. And this song is a reminder of the dedication of those men and women, and a reminder indeed of their courage and bravery. And I've always believed that the men and women of Easter Week, not only did they die for Ireland, but they also indeed restored to our country our national self-respect and self-esteem. So tonight we remember the song, and we ask you all to join and sing and listen to its sentiments. The Foggy Dew, as down the glen one Easter morn. Easter morn to a city where oh die. There Ireland's lines of marching men in squadrons passed me by. No pipes did hum, no battle drum, it sounded louder too. But the Angelus bell or the Livy swell rang out in the foggy Jew. Right proudly high over Dublin town, they flung out the flag of war. 'Twas better to die neath an Irish sky than the Tubla or Sodel Bar. And from the plains of Royal Meath, strong men came hurrying through, while Britannia's sons with the great big guns sailed into the foggy Jew. Oh, the bravest fell and the requiem bell rang mournfully and clear for those who died at Easter tide in the springtime of the year. Oh, while the world did gaze with deep amaze at those fearless men but few, who bore their fight that the freedom's light might shine through the foggy Jew. 'Twas England bade our wild geese go, that small nations might be free. But their lonely graves are by Subla's waves on the fringe of the great North Sea. Oh, had they died by Pierce's side, or fought with Calhoun, their names we would keep where the Athenians sleep, neath the shroud of the foggy Jew. Back through the glen I rode again, my heart with grief was sore, for I parted with those gallant men whom I'll never see no more. But to and fro in my my dreams I go. I kneel and I pray for you. For slavery fled, oh glorious dead, when you fell in the foggy June. The great ballad there, the Foggy Dew, and remembering indeed the men and women of the Easter Rebellion of 1916. We're going to continue this time with a song that will stay with the subject of our struggle for freedom. And this next song is a song called Grace. And it was written as a tribute to Grace Gifford, who married Joseph Plunkett in Kilmainham prison back indeed in 1916. And Grace Gifford was indeed a lady that was also involved indeed in her struggle for independence. And all of these tributes that were paid to her. This song, incidentally, was written by two brothers from Dublin. It's all about love. It's about love of one's country, the love of liberty and freedom, and the love of two people for each other. And here to sing it is Wayne, who's behind me here, playing the bass. Wayne Burleton, all the way from, indeed, Portarlington in County Offaly. Let's hear it for him. Come on, you can do better than that.
Thank you.
Okay, that's enough.
Here he is to sing Grace. Yeah.
Jesus, take your hand.
As we gathered in the chapel here in old Kilmainham jail, I think about these past few weeks. Oh, would they say we failed from our school days? They have taught us we must yearn for liberty. Yet all I want in this dark place is to have you here with me. Oh, grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They take me out at dawn and I must die. With all my love I place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. Now I know it's hard for you, my love, to ever understand the love I bear for these brave men, my love of this dear land. But when Audrey called me to his side down in the GPO, I had to leave my own sick bed. To him I had to go. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They take me out at dawn and I must die. With all my love I place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. Now as the dawn
it's breaking, my heart is breaking too. On this May morn, as I walk out, my thoughts would be with you. And I'll write some words upon the wall so everyone will know I love so much that I could see his blood upon the road.
Together, oh grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I must die. With all my love I place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye.
No, there won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, and that's the wonderful ballad there, Grace, that celebrates and remembers the love that was shared between Grace Gifford and Joseph Plunkett. Now, we're going to continue this time a very, very special request for this next song for some folks over there. They asked for the streets of New York, and I'm going to dedicate it to them. There's some old neighbours from Newcastle and County Dublin, and particularly the fond memories they evoked there from the Happy Brig that was part indeed of the community life in that area of County Dublin for many years. So I'd like to say a big Kate Meal Fáilte to them, and this song dedication, here's Milo to sing it. Milo, by the way, is from County Kildare, so give a big warm welcome to Milo. Milo, come on, let's hear it for him. And the streets of New York.
He says, awesome Wayne, and Louise Mulligan is enjoying the music as well. So there's Mandy Kemp, Bernadette Vidal, Kevin Deegan, yes.
And,
Josie Fletcher, Matthew Lacey, and I know Wayne's mammy's watching in as well. So here we go.
And just before you go, I'm just looking at this table here in front of us. They were here at our last outdoor gig. Weren't you guys? Hello? Hello, guys? Hello? Hello? Yeah? You guys were here at our last outdoor gig, am I right in saying? Somebody celebrated a birthday. 12. Who was 12? I'm kidding, you were 25. 25. Anyway, good to see you. It's great to see you back. Fair play to you.
Out there to the other table over there, I think Navin and Rakan, anyway. I'm not sure where the rest of them are from, but shout out, guys.
Did they pay for the dinner yet? Did they pay for our dinner as well? Jesus, I'll make sure now. Mick, you want to get that table? Jesus.
I was 18 years old when I went down to Dublin with a fistful of money and a carload of dreams. Take your time, said me father, stop rushing like hell, and remember all is not what it seems to be. For there's fellas would cut you for the coat on your back, or the watch that you got from your mother. So take care, me young bucko, and mind yourself well. Will you give this sweet note to me brother? At the time Uncle Denji was a policeman in Brooklyn, me father, the youngest, he looked after the farm. When a phone call from America said send a lad over Me old fella said, sure it wouldn't do any harm. For I spend my life working this dirty old ground for a few pints of porter and the smell of a pound. Sure, maybe there's something you'll learn or you'll see, and you can bring it back home, make it easy on me. So I landed at Kennedy when a big yellow taxi carried me and me bags through the streets and the rain. Well, me poor heart was thumping around with excitement, and I hardly even heard what the driver was saying. We came in the short parkway through the flatlands of Brooklyn to my uncle's apartment on East 53rd. I was feeling so happy, I was humming a song, and I sang "You're as free as a bird." Well, to shorten the story, what I found out that day was that Benji got shot down in an uptown foray. And while I was flying my way to New York, poor Benji was lying in a cold city morgue. So I phoned up the old fella, told him the news. I could tell he could hardly stand up in his shoes. And he wept as he told me, go ahead with the plan, and not to forget, be a proud Irishman. So I went up to Nellie's beside Boredom Road, started to learn about lifting the load. But the heaviest thing that I carried that near was the bittersweet thoughts of my hometown so dear. I went home that December, 'cause the old fella died, and to borrow the money from Phil on the side. And sure, all the bright flowers and brass couldn't hide the poor wasted face of my father. I sold up the old farmyard for what it was worth, and into my bag stuck a handful of earth. And I boarded a plane, and I caught me a train, and I found myself back in the US again. It's been 22 years since I've set foot in Dublin. Me kids know to use the correct knife and fork. But I'll never forget the green grass and the rivers as I keep law and order on the streets of New York. I want to hear y'all singing along with us. Here we go. La 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 la.
The Big Apple, New York. Wow. Very good. Yeah, what a great ballad there. Thanks, Milo, for the wonderful rendition of a song indeed that really connects our two countries. And we've just returned from America. We played at some great festivals over there in Brooklyn, on the Hudson River, up there in Hudson, New York, in Kingston. And over in Cleveland, we played at another festival, and of course up in Gavin's for a Labour Day weekend. And I want to thank all the folks who turned out to meet and greet us and enjoy our music and song. Many of them are surely listening and watching this show here tonight. So our thanks to you. We're going to continue this time with a song that's one of my favourites, The Rising of the Moon. And it was a ballad that was written by a man from County Westmeath. His name is Leo Casey. And he wrote this song way back in the 1850s. And he was put into prison for writing the song because it was considered seditious, because it remembered and paid tribute to the men and women of the rebellion, the Great Rebellion of 1798. Sadly, Leo Casey died in prison, died at the young age of 26. But his songs never did, and they'll always be sung, and he'll always be remembered. There were 50,000 mourners at his funeral, and that's the measure of respect that he invoked in the community. Many of those people marched and walked from Meath, County Westmeath and Longford, where he was well known. And here's the song that I'm sure you all know, The Rising of the Moon. Thank you.
For the rising of the moon, 'tis the rising of the moon. Hurrah, me boys, for freedom, 'tis the rising of the moon. The rising of the moon, 'tis the rising of the moon. Hurrah, me boys, for freedom, 'tis the rising of the moon. Oh, then tell me, Sean O'Farrell, tell me why you hurry so. Hush, my vocal, hush and listen, and his cheeks were all aglow. I bear orders from the captain, get you ready quick and soon. For the pikes must be together at the rising of the moon. The rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon. For the pikes must be together at the rising of the moon. Oh, then tell me, Sean O'Farrell, where the gathering is to be. In the old spot by the river, right well known to you and me. One more wood for signal token, whistle up a marching tune. With your pike upon your shoulder at the rising of the moon. The rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon. With your pike upon your shoulder at the rising of the moon. Out of many a mud wall cabin, eyes were watching through the night. Many a manly heart was beating for the blessed warning light. Murmurs ran along the valley like the banshee's lonely croon. And 1,000 pikes were flashing at the rising of the moon. The rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon. And 1,000 pikes were flashing at the rising of the moon. Oh, they fought for dear old Ireland, and full bitter was the fate. For glorious pride and sorrow fills the name of 98. But thank God the hearts are beating still, and manhood's burning doon. Who would follow in their footsteps at the rising of the moon. The rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon. Who would follow in their footsteps at the rising of the moon. The rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon. Hurrah, me boys, for freedom, 'tis the rising of the moon.
Thank you very much, boys and girls. That's a great song there by Leo Casey, The Rising of the Moon. We're going to, once again, go back to Andreas for a song. And he's going to sing a great song from County Donegal and talk about the hills and all the casinos they're going to build there, are you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
We won't talk about Donegal too much.
Yes.
They're going through a rough patch at the moment.
Well, somebody told me they're going to build a railway now up to Donegal.
Yeah,
Yes,
that means it has to go through Cavan. We're badly needed there. It's badly needed a railway there too.
Well, there was, I remember there was a railroad to Kilcavan years. Yeah.
There's no train to Cavan.
I remember trains used to go to Ballydame stuff too. But here's Andreas, and no better man to liven things up. Here he is with a great song, the Hills of Donegal. So get those hands snapping. Get those toes tapping.
All right, Derek.
I think our special guest might join us for the last.
Oh yeah, sure. She might get her feet tapping, toes tapping, everything tapping. Breda and Bridie might come out again.
And you know, folks, we're here now in County Meath in the town of Trim, and it's very famous and a very old town. And the wonderful thing, if you're coming to Ireland and you want to get great food, there's no better place, I don't think, in the country where you could be served such beautiful and some top class indeed meals. So the Stockhouse is the place to come to, and we will be here. I mean, as we have been over the last 14 or 15 weeks to perform online. Thanks to indeed Michael and all the staff here for inviting us to do so during the lockdown. Otherwise, we'd have been sitting at home doing it, which we did for 67 weeks. We were on Mr. Zoom. Was it 67? 57, I think. Yes, well...
it was close.
It was close, yes.
Was it? I thought it was 69.
Yes, well, 67 weeks.
Just your favourite number, Andreas.
That number rings a bell for some reason. I don't know why 69 sounds better than 67.
We did 57 from my house, and there was another 14 or 13 from the Stockhouse. So here is Hills of Donegal.
I'll compose myself now. All right, let's see you clapping and singing along. If you want to get up on the tables, don't be shy. Because, folks, we're here for a good time, not a long time. Don't be shy, because I'll tell you something I ain't. As this table can vouch for. There you go.
Okay.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You may talk about Atlantis, how it's lost beneath the sea, and the grave of the unknown soldier, and the cry of the old banshee. Who's the man in the iron mask? Is it Jack, the Ripper set free? No, it's Mick. Well, that's them all in Donegal. It's still a mystery. Everybody, come on! If I could, I'd build a wall around old Donegal, north and south to keep them out. My God, I'd build it tall. Casinos, chicken ranchers, I'd legalize them all. You can have a roll Las Vegas in the hills of Donegal. Yeah, Las Vegas in the hills of Donegal. Come on, let's see those hands, everybody. It's party time here in Stockhouse. Daylight pubs and all nightclubs, blackjack and roulette. Neil Blaney, Bridget Nielsen, Mike Tyson having a bet. Inishowen is quite well known for its multi-millionaires, where Donald Trump would like a chunk to live in solitaire. If I could, I'd build a wall around old Donegal, north and south to keep them out. My God, I'd build them tall. Casinos, chicken ranchers, I'd legalize them all. You can have a roll Las Vegas in the hills of Donegal. Yeah, Las Vegas in the hills of Donegal. To stand on top of Errigal would give me such a thrill. Oh, baby, hear them saying Dublin, there's gold up in their hills. So don't despair, cause if you dare, the answer lies with me. There's a wall that's built and it's going cheap somewhere in Germany. Yeah. If I could, I'd build a wall around old Donegal, north and south to keep them out. By God, I'd build it tall. Casinos, chicken ranchers, I'd legalize them all. You can have a roll Las Vegas in the hills of Donegal. Woo! Yeah, Las Vegas in the hills of Donegal. All right, Una. Woo! Come on, keep those hands clapping. Here comes Una. So talented.
And dance indeed as part of our show. I can remember going back years with the old band playing in the National in London and having over 100 dancers on stage and from all parts of London and all parts of England dancing to our music. And only recently there, when we were at the great festival of Milwaukee in over there in America, and the late Ed Ward said to me that it's wonderful that you bring the dancers on the stage. And tonight we're very fortunate to have one great dancer, Una Ní Flaherty, and I want to thank her for the beautiful dance. Give her a big bull of us. Come on.
Woo! Awesome.
So we're going to finish off the first half of the show with a song called Celtic Symphony. And let me remind you that the Celtic Football Club has been the subject of many songs down through the years. It's probably their song and their musical tradition is the envy of every sporting organisation in the world. Because Celtic not only have a wonderful sporting family that follow them, and we'll be out in Las Vegas next June, celebrating with them in Las Vegas in June from the, 7th? 7th to the 12th. We'll be there for the first week in...
Details are available on our website, www.theyoungwolftones.com. And we were thinking...
We'll be there, yes. And we'll do the Celtic Symphony first, right? Celtic Mania in the second half. But we're going to ask you all to join in this song that celebrates the great Celtic heritage of songwriting. And remember that when Celtic Park was opened, back in 1882, I think it was, the man who laid the first sod was the great Irish patriot Michael Davitt. And the song that they sung was God Save Ireland, and it was sung by the man who wrote it, Tim Sullivan. So its associations with Ireland have been for over 110 years and 130 years. And here's a song that pays tribute to that great tradition. Celtic Symphony.
So before we go there, Derek, a lovely hello to Mary and Redmond Lions, who are from Mayo, but watching in from San Francisco. Give them a big cheer, folks. And hold on, breaking news, hold on, it's on the back. There's a drink for everybody in the house. From Mary and Redmond in San Francisco. Let's see what they write in again.
Just to get up on the house.
How about they just buy us a drink when we arrive in San Francisco on November
13th and 14th.
13th and 14th.
Yeah, we're going to San Francisco, can't wait.
We'll be in the Irish Centre in
Absolutely,
the
I'll be in the
Heritage
element.
Centre, yeah.
Yes, we're in the early centre in San Francisco. Hurry up, get your tickets for 2 nights.
Jeez, the heat.
And don't forget and enjoy the great celebration of Irish song in the great city, the Golden Gate City of San Francisco.
Absolutely. Will we do the bridge this time, Derek? Will we ride across the bridge? I mean, cycle. We'll do a bit of a cycle across the bridge. Lovely, can't wait.
Don't jump, don't jump.
Jesus.
And we're going to take a short break after this song, boys and girls, so very short. Yep.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
It was far across the sea when the devil caught a hold of me, wouldn't set me free, so he kept me silver and some. La 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 la. I'm a sailor man from Glasgow town. I've roamed this world around and round. He's the meanest thing that I have found. All me days of a wandering. La 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 la. But I could see his evil eyes. Instead he took me by surprise. Take me to your paradise. I want to see the jungle. La 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 la.
Hands up, hands up.
Here we go again. We're on the road again.
Sing it out.
We're on the road again. We're on our way to paradise. We love the jungle deep, and that's where the lion sleeps. For in those evil eyes, they have no place in paradise. 1, 2, 3. Graffiti on the wall just as the sun was going down. See graffiti on the wall of the sense, of the sense. Graffiti on the wall, it says we're magic, we're magic. Graffiti on the wall, graffiti on the wall. And it says ooh ah up the ra, say ooh ah up the ra. Ooh ah up the ra, say ooh ah up the ra. Ooh ah up the ra, say ooh ah up the ra. Ooh ah up the ra, say ooh ah up the ra. Ooh ah up the ra, say ooh ah up the ra. Move it. Ooh ah up the ra, say ooh ah up the ra. Banjo. Went through his jungle deep, for the paradise that we did seek was noted for the weak. But it wasn't with the natives. La 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 la. From the Amazons to Borneo, from Africa to Tokyo, to the darkest jungles of the world, nowhere could I lose them. La 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 la. Around in circles everywhere, he turned to me and he did say, I think you're leading me astray. I want your soul, me by all. La 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 la. Here we go again. We're on the road again. We're on the road again. We're on our way to paradise. We love the jungle deep. That's where the lion sleeps. For then those evil eyes, they have no place in paradise. 1, 2, 3. Graffiti on the wall that says the sun was going down. See graffiti on the wall of the suns, of the suns. Graffiti on the wall that says we're magic, we're magic. Graffiti on the wall.
graffiti on the wall. And it says, ooh, ah, up the rise, say, ooh, ah, up the rise. Ooh, ah, up the rise, say, ooh, ah, up the rise. Ooh, ah, up the rise, say, ooh, ah, up the rise. Ooh, ah, up the rise, say, ooh, ah, up the rise. Ooh, ah, up the rise, say, ooh, ah, up the rise. Ooh, ah, up the rise, say, ooh, ah, up the rise.
Folks, we're going to take a little break and stay tuned online. We have our cruise advertisement coming along, and for those that are here with us, we have a cruise going in February of 2022. We would like you all to come with us. We have a host of stars with us. We have ourselves. We've got All Folked Up. We've got Kathy Durkin. We've got Gary Gamble, who's also known as Daniel O'Double. And we've got Olivia Douglas, who I think is our special guest this week. And a host of others. So you can get it on youngwolftones.com for the flyer or Facebook. And we'll see you soon. Thank you.
It's the holiday of the year aboard the Caribbean Princess for Tim Finnegan's Irish Fun in the Caribbean Sun on their 3rd annual Caribbean cruise. Featuring a host of Irish stars including Derek Warfield and the Young Wolfe Tones, Kathy Durkin, All Folked Up, Funny Man Gary Gamble, Olivia Douglas, the talented Aoife Cunningham,
When you don't get
and
betrayed
Jane Quinn.
by that old Judas
We'll
kid.
set sail from Fort Lauderdale, Florida on February 6th for 7 nights of great fun. Visiting Princess Kay's private island in the Bahamas, St. Thomas in the US Virgin Islands, St. Kitts and Nevis. Enjoy your favorite cocktails, relax by the pool, swim in the warm seas, and much more. With prices starting from $12.99 per person sharing, it's the best value on the high seas. All cabin prices include your drinks package, unlimited Wi-Fi, all your onboard gratuities, and port taxes. For details on how to book this trip of a lifetime, email Sarah F at uniquetrav.com or telephone 001 561 495 5775. So join us for some Irish fun in the Caribbean winter sun in February 2022. You don't want to miss it.
I will. I do as well in the middle. Yeah, yeah.
All right, we're back.
We're back, boys and girls, and Kate Millefaltia once again, Táfáilte Rovis Shock. You're all very welcome to round 2 of our show. And we're going to start off with a great song that was written by my good friend, sadly passed on, Paddy McGuigan. Paddy wrote some wonderful ballads in his life. He wrote the great song, The Men Behind the Wire, The Irish Soldier Laddie, and this song that we're going to sing for you now, The Boys of the Old Brigade. So, come on, get those hands clapping, get those toes tapping, and let's hear you sing.
Josie Fletcher and Kevin Deegan watching in there, Bernadette Vidal. Here we go.
So here we go, Paddy McGuigan's Belfast Man's great song, The Boys of the Old Brigade.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, Father, why are you so sad on this bright Easter morn? When Irishmen are proud and glad of the land that they were born. Oh, son, I see in memory true of far-off distant days, and being just a lad like you, I joined the IRA. Where are the lads who stood with me when history was made? Oh, Cromacree, I long to see the boys of the old brigade. From hills and farms, the call to arms was heard by one and all. And from the glens came brave young men to answer Ireland's call. 'Twas long ago we faced the foe, the old brigade and me. And by my side they fought and died that Ireland might be free. Together, where are the lads who stood with me when history was made? Oh, Cromacree, I long to see the boys of the old brigade. And now, my boy, I've told you why on Easter morn I sigh. But I recall my comrades all of dark old days gone by. I think of men who fought in glens with rifles and grenades. May heaven keep the men who sleep on the ranks of the old brigade. Where are the lads who stood with me when history was made? Oh, Cromacree, I long to see the boys of the old brigade. One more time together. Where are the lads who stood with me when history was made? Oh, Cromacree, I long to see the boys of the old brigade. Thank you very much, boys and girls. Well, I can't believe I'm singing that song for almost 50 years, because when Paddy wrote it back in the early 60s, I was one of the first to sing it here in Ireland, and it's a great ballad, remembering and paying tribute to our volunteers who won our freedom. We're going to ask you all to continue this time by singing with Milo, because, you know, I've always believed that the Clancy Brothers and Tommy Makem did more to raise the standard of Irish song and indeed the value that was placed on it throughout the world, because they brought the simple songs, indeed, that we sung around the firesides and in homes and at Hooley's, and they brought them to the greatest concert halls of the world. When speaking to Tommy Makem about this, and I spoke on many occasions to him over the years, we all agreed that our song's tradition indeed carried the hopes of Irish people, and it followed the Irish people around the world. No matter where they settled, the songs, indeed, they brought their songs with them, and if you like, it raised the standard musically of many communities across the globe, particularly in America. And this next song, Tommy Makem sung this song on stage all his life. Here's Marla to sing it for you now. Will you go, lassie go? So give him a big bullabus all the way from County Kildare. Let's hit him with, will you go, lassie go?
Absolutely, and I think we might be joined by our special guest. I know we play a couple of tunes at the end of it, so looking forward to seeing our dancer again.
Yeah.
Yes.
And before we give it, I was chatting about this table here earlier on, and they were at our last gig, but they're back tonight because Jack is celebrating his birthday tonight.
Oh,
Happy birthday, Jack!
come on, Jack.
And he's...
Jack's back.
And I'm not going to deny it, I was told by his inside information he was looking for a stripper. Remember, folks, he's only 12. He's only 12. But, you never know.
Where are you going, Derek?
Derek, come back, Derek. Jesus. The poor fella doesn't want to get a shock.
His wallpaper stripper.
Happy birthday, Jack, and I hope you have a great night, and she'll be in later. She'll be in later.
Let's drink to Jack, come on.
Hip, hip.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
F sharp minor.
Happy birthday, dear Jack.
Happy birthday to you. Hip, hip.
Hooray!
Hip, hip. Woo.
And many more.
She'll be up later on, Jack. Don't worry, she'll be back. Una.
Right. Oh, the summer time is coming, and the trees are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. And will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Now will you go, lassie, go? I will build my love a barn near yon pure and crystal fountain, and on it I will pile all the flowers of the mountain. Now will you go, lassie, go? Sing it with us now, here we go. And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Now will you go, lassie, go? Hear that banjo. If my true love, she were gone, I would surely find no other where the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Now will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pluck wild
all around the blooming heather. And will you go, lassie, go?
1, 2, 3,
Come on, let's see those hands, everybody!
Now, where would you get it, boys and girls? They have a big will of us there too, and the wonderful the talent that she has. Come on, let's hear it for her. Come on. Now, boys and girls, we're going to go back to a great song this time from Andreas. And you've all heard of Katie Daly, the whiskey maker. She was a lady from Tipperary that had a wonderful recipe for whiskey, and she was a dab hand at avoiding the excise people. But word got out to London back in the 18th century that Katie was making a lot of money out of the whiskey, and she was run out of the country. She went to America, and she landed in Philadelphia, but she didn't like Philadelphia, and she went on down to Tennessee, and she was walking up the street in Memphis, and who did she bump into? Only this fella.
Elvis.
No, it wasn't Elvis, no. And he said, Madam, he said, you look like a stranger here. What's your name? Oh, she says, my name is Katie Daly. Well, he says, what brings you here to Tennessee? Well, she said, I was making whiskey in Ireland, and the government wanted a slice of it, so I decided to come here to America. She says, but what's your name? And he says, my name is Jack Daniels. Oh, she says, I have something for you here in my pocket. And she gave him the recipe, and the rest is history. So don't believe a word of it. But here's Katie Daly in all her glory, boys and girls, to be sung by him, by Andreas. Here she is, full of whiskey.
Sue Watson says, great to see you again, guys. Please could you say hi to my dad, John Watson, who always watches the show with me. We are tuning in while on holiday down in Cornwall, UK, and he loves Andreas singing Katie Daly, and it would be great if you could do that one. Here you go.
Absolutely. To John Watson in Cornwall, here you go. Katie Daly, eat your heart out.
So come on, you Cornish. We had a great time. You were over in Brittany there some years ago, and we met a couple of musicians from Cornwall, and they had a wonderful time with us. So we dedicate to all those musicians in Cornwall that go to the Celtic festivals across there in Brittany, and maybe we'll see you there next year. We're looking forward to it, yes?
Absolutely. We're looking forward to going everywhere.
I can't wait to have a Cornish pasty.
I can't wait to go to Athlone. I can't wait to go to that, even Athlone.
Cornish pasty and a pint of bitter.
Even to Dundalk, I'll go anywhere.
A pint of bitter.
I'll go anywhere.
That was Milo.
Oh, I'm blessed here with three
Is that your
comedians.
G-string, Milo? Is that your G-string? That's definitely your G-string. It just broke.
The door.
Oh, was the door, was it? It's Halloween after all. Okay. Right. Oh, Jesus.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Come on, let's see you singing along, everybody. Come on.
Come down the mountains, Katie Daly. Come Come down from the mountains, Katy-Doo. Can't you hear us calling Katy Daly? We want to drink your Irish Mountain Dew. Everybody, come down the mountain, Katy Daly. Come down from the mountains, Katy-Doo. Can't you hear us calling Katy Daly? We want to drink your Irish Mountain Dew. Well, our old man Katy came from Tipperary in the pioneering year of 42. Her old man, he was shot in Tombstone City for the making of the Irish Mountain Dew. All right, come down the mountains, Katy Daly. Everybody, come down from the mountains, Katy-Doo. Can't you hear us calling Katy Daly? Oh yeah, we want to drink your Irish Mountain Dew. Wake up and pay attention, Katy Daly. I'm the judge that's going to say it's you. All the boys in court have drank your whiskey, and to tell the truth, dear Kate, I drank some too. Hey, come down the mountains, Katy Daly. Come down from the mountains, Katy-Doo. Can't you hear us calling Katy Daly? We want to drink your Irish Mountain Dew. All right. Come on, let's see those hands, everybody. Woo! So off to jail they took poor Katy Daly, but very soon the gates they opened wide. An angel came for poor old Katy Daly and took her far across the great divide. Hey, come down the mountains, Katy Daly. Come down from the mountains, Katy-Doo. Can't you hear us calling Katy Daly? We want to drink your Irish Mountain Dew. Well, at the Golden Gates there stood poor Katy. St. Peter said, good brewers, they are few. So step inside the Golden Gates, good Katy. It's time to brew your heavenly Mountain Dew. Hey, come down the mountains, Katy Daly. Come down from the mountains, Katy-Doo. Can't you hear us calling Katy Daly? We want to drink your Irish Mountain. You're on your own this time, everybody. Come on, here we go. Come down the mountains, Katy. Let's see those hands. Come on. Come down from the mountains, Katy. Oh, can't you hear us calling Katy Daly? Oh, jeez, that's where I should have done it. We want to drink your Irish Mountain. One more time. Come down the mountains, Katy Daly. Come down from the mountains, Katy-Doo. Katy-Doo. Can't you hear us calling Katy Daly? We want to drink your Irish Mountain Dew. Can't you hear us calling Katy Daly? We want to drink your Irish Mountain Dew. Woo! Thank you.
Where would you get it there? Katy Daly, serenaded at the Great Tipperary, connoisseur of whiskey. Okay, here we go with Black and Tans, one of the great songs of resistance, boys and girls. And it was written by Dominic Behan. And Dominic Behan wrote some great ballads. He was a man, a bard, if you like, of resistance, because he wrote songs to remind the people, indeed, of the terror that was part of the Black and Tans here in Ireland. 100 years ago, they were still here, but they left a defeated force back in 1921. Not before, indeed, untold damage was done to our country, and indeed, hundreds of young people and old people were murdered, maimed, and cities and towns burned. This song is one of the great songs of resistance that we have in our tradition, indeed, of songs, and it's a ballad that I've been singing since back in the 60s. Get out, you black and tans. So get those hands clapping and get those toes tapping. Here we go. We're going to get rid of them for once and for all. I was born on a Dublin street where the Lyle Durhams did beat. Those living English feet that walked all over us. And every single night when me dad would come on tight, he'd invite the neighbours out with this chorus. Come at you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show you why, how you won medals down in Flanders. How the IRA made you run like hell away from the green and lovely lakes of Killisha and Rugg. Come let us hear you tell how you slander great Parnell, and you thought him well and truly persecuted. What are the sneers and jeers you loudly let us hear when our leaders of 16 were executed? Come at you black and tans, come out and find me like a man. Show you why, for you won medals down in Flanders. How the IRA made you run like hell away from the green and lovely lakes of Killisha and Rugg. Come tell us how you slew them all Arabs 2 by 2. Like the Zulus, they had spears and bow and arrows. Bravely you faced one with your 16-pounder gun. You frightened them natives to the marrow. Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show you why, how you won medals down in Flanders. How the IRA made you run like hell away from the green and lovely lakes of Killisha and Rugg. Well, the time is coming fast. I think the day is near when it's shown in will run before us. And if there be a need, well, our kids will say Godspeed with a verse or two of singing this fine chorus. Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show you why, how you won medals down in Flanders. How the IRA made you run like hell away from the green and lovely lakes of Killisha and Rugg. Okay, together, everyone clapping. I was born on a Dublin street where the Lyle Durhams did beat. Those living English feet that walked all over us. And every single night when me dad would come on tight, he'd invite the neighbours out with this chorus. Come at you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show you why, how you won medals down in Flanders. How the IRA made you run like hell away from the green and lovely lakes of Killisha. One more time together. Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show you why, how you won medals down in Flanders. How the IRA made you run like hell away from the green and lovely lakes of Killisha. Inish, Una, Adashirish.
So talented.
Boys and girls, there we go. That was Una Neifari, and she, with her lovely style of dancing and her thanks indeed for her performance here at the StockHouse. Boys and girls, before we go any further, I want you to give a big bull of us and a big round of applause for the wonderful band, the Young Wolfe Tones that are on this stage. Let's hear it for them. Come on. They're so talented. Yes. And
just like Una.
Yes.
Just like Una. So talented.
Yes.
Sorry, that's an inside joke, folks, but you had to know. You had to know.
So I tell you, folks, we're going to continue this time with where are we? Oh yeah, Andreas is going to sing once again. So here he is with the Fields of Athenry, and I think that of all the songs that were written about our starvation period in our history, when the millions of people were dispersed and disposed of out of Ireland, I sometimes explain this simply to people abroad when I'm talking. I tell them this: there were 5 million people in Ireland in 1800, the same population as the European population of America. There were 10 million people in the whole of Britain. We had half of Britain's population in 1800. By 1845, all the populations of European countries had doubled, and Ireland had roughly a population between 10 and 12 million. There were 25 million people in Britain. And when you look at today, we have 6 million people in the whole of Ireland, 6.5 million. To anybody, there's something dreadful happened in Ireland in the 19th century. The place that is the only country in Europe that lost population in that century. And the fact was that our people were starved, disposed, and dispersed out of this country by a government in London that did not care. And this song is one of the great songs. If you have an ounce of Irish blood in you, you are a survivor of Ireland's Holocaust. Here's to sing the great song that was written by Pete St. John, The Fields of Athenry. Sing it out.
Thank you, Derek. As Derek says, sing it out. Don't be shy. All right, Milo.
That's right.
That's right, yeah. Just say yes.
Sing it out.
Everything's yes.
That's right.
Say it loud. All right. Are you all enjoying yourselves, folks? Oh, one.
One person.
Is that
That's great. One person.
one person is great. Are you having a good time, folks? Fantastic, you're mighty. Don't forget, we're back here next week. And it's Timothy's birthday next week, so you will be back next week again. You don't know Timothy, but Timothy's coming and he says he wants to bring you along with him. So, so if you're celebrating your birthday next Friday, come along. Not right, Damaris? Absolutely.
Close to your birthday as well.
It is, yeah, Christmas. Jesus, don't mention it. You don't mention Christmas. Oh, God, here we go.
How many birthdays are you going to have this year, Andrea?
Well, I have to make up for last year. There'll be a lot of parties.
1, 2, 3, 4.
My lonely prison wall, I heard a young man calling. Michael, they are taking you away, for you stole your valiant corn, so the young might see the morn. Now the prison ship lies waiting in the bay. Everybody, here we go! Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly.
Hey, baby, let the free birds fly.
Our love was on the wing. We had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. My lonely
prison wall. I heard a young man calling. Nothing matters, Mary, now you're free. Oh, Mary dear, come here, come here. Against the famine and the crowd, I rebel, they ran me down. Now you must raise our child with dignity. We'll dedicate this to all the people who are downstairs. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly.
Hey, baby, let the free birds fly.
Our love was on the wing. We had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. My lonely harbor wall, she watched the last star falling as a prison ship sailed out against the sky. Shall she live and hope and pray for a love in Botany Bay? It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly.
Hey, baby, let the free birds fly.
Our love was on the wing. We had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. Let's see you singing, everybody. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Low. Come on, don't be shy. The fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly.
Baby, let the free birds fly.
Our love was on the wings. We had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. Thank you.
Oh, he deserves the pint, yes. After that
Not for
song,
me.
he deserves a pint,
Thank you,
yes.
Derek.
Yes.
I need a paramedic.
That's Andreas there with a great ballad, The Fields of Athenry. Thanks, indeed. This time it's a song, you know, we had many requests for this song, well, in America, and it's called The Parting Glass. And, you know, for... No? Yeah, but we won't be able to do it tonight, fortunately. But I got singing this time a song that we always get requests for, and there are a couple of oldies but goldies, a couple of blasts from the past, and we're going to start over a song, Chants Out from Gary Owen. So let's see a giant to sing together. Here we go.
Sorry, wrong song, wrong show.
Chants Out. Let's see you sing. Come on. And remember, boys and girls, this song written back in 1957 in tribute to Sean South and Fergal O'Hanlon has been one of the most popular ballads, indeed, of my programme over the last 57 years. So let's see you giant and sing together. Sean South from Gary Owen.
1, 2, 3.
sat at the homes round Garryowen since they lost their giant pride. And the banshee cry rings every vale along the Shannon side. That city of the ancient walls, the broken treaty stone, undying fame surrounds your name. John South from Garryowen. On a dreary New Year's Eve, as the shades of night came down, a lorry load of volunteers approached a border town. There were men from Dublin and from Cork, Fermanagh and Tyrone, and their leader was a Limerick man, Sean South from Garryowen. And as they moved along the street up to the barrack door, they scorned the danger they might face, the fate that lay in store. They were fighting for old Ireland to claim their very own. And the foremost of that gallant band was South from Garryowen. But the sergeant spied their daring plan. He spied them through the door. The Sten guns and the rifles pealed a hail of dead did roar. And when that awful night was past, two men lay as cold as stone. There was one from near the border and one from Garryowen. Oh, no more he will hear the seagull cry or the murmuring Shannon tide. But he'll come to beat the northern sky, brave Hanlon by his side. They have gone to join that gallant band of Plunkett, Pearse and Tone. A martyr for old Ireland was South from Garryowen. Well, there's a uniform that's hanging in what's known as Father's Room. A uniform so simple in a style. It's got no braid of gold, a silk, no hat with better bloom. Me mother has preserved it all the while. One day she made me try it on, a wish of mine for years. In memory of your father, dear, she said. And when I put the samron on, she was smiling to her tears. She placed a broad black rimmer on me head. It's just a broad black rimmer, with ribbons frayed and torn, with a careless whisk of many's a mountain breeze. And an old trench coat that's a metal stained and worn, and breeches almost threadbare at the knees. A Sam Brown belt with the buckle big and strong, a holster that's been empty many's a day, but not for long. But when men claim Ireland's freedom, the one you choose to lead them will wear the broad black rimmer of the IRA. It was the uniform being worn by me father long ago, when he reached me mother's homestead on the run. It was the uniform being worn in that little church below, and old Father Mackey blessed the pair as one. And after truce and treaty and the parting of the ways, he wore it when he marched with the rest and the best. And when they bore his body down that rugged head of braes, they placed a broad big rimmer on his breast. It's just a broad black rimmer, with ribbons frayed and torn, the careless whisk of many's a mountain breeze.
An old trench coat that's a battle-stained and worn, and breeches almost threadbare at the knees. A Sam Brown belt with the buckle big and strong, a holster that's been empty many's a day, but not for long. But when men claim Ireland's freedom, the ones you choose to lead them will wear the broad black banner of the IRA. It's just a broad black rimmer with ribbons frayed and torn by the careless whisk of many's a mountain breeze. An old trench coat that's a battle-stained and worn, and breeches almost threadbare at the knees. A Sam Brown belt, with the buckle big and strong, a holster that's been empty many's a day, but not for long. But when men claim Ireland's freedom, the ones you choose to lead them will wear the broad black banner of the IRA. Have you heard about the big strong man? He lives in the caravan. Have you heard about the Jeffrey Johnson fight? Oh lordy, what a hell of a fight. Well, you could take all the heavyweights you got.
What's he got?
We got a lot who could beat the whole lot.
The whole lot?
Oh, well, he used to ring the bells in the belfry. Now he's going to fight Jack Dempsey was me brother Sylvester.
What's he got?
A row of 30 medals on his chest.
A big chest.
Oh, well, he killed 50 badmen in the West. He knows no rest. So give it a man hell's fire. Don't push, just shove. Plenty room for you. And he's got an arm like a leg. And a punch that will sink a battleship.
A big ship.
It takes all the army and the navy to put the wind up Sylvester. Oh, well, he thought he'd take a trip to Italy, and he thought that he'd go by sea.
Ciao!
He jumped out the harbour in New York.
For pizza.
He swam like a man made of cork.
Pizza.
He saw the Lusitania in distress.
What'd he do?
Well, he put the Lusitania on his chest.
Ciao!
He drank all the water in the sea. He walked all the way to Italy. That was me brother Sylvester.
What's he got?
Got a row of 30 medals on his chest.
A big chest.
He killed 50 badmen in the West. He knows no rest. Giving a man hell's fire. Don't push, just show. Plenty room for you and me. He's got an arm like a leg. And a punch that will sink the battleship. It takes all the army and the navy to put the wind up Sylvester. Oh, well, he thought he'd take a trip to old Japan. He turned out the whole brass band. He played every instrument they got.
For sushi.
I like a lad, sure he beat the whole lot.
Bit of sushi.
And the old church bells were ringing.
Hell's bells.
The old church choir were singing.
Hell's fire.
They all turned out to say farewell to my big brother Sylvester. Me brother Sylvester.
What's he got?
He got a row of 30 medals on his chest.
A big chest.
Oh, well, he killed 50 badmen in the West. He knows no rest. Giving a man hell's fire. Don't push, just shove. Plenty room for you and me. He's got an arm like a leg. And a punch that will sink a battleship. It takes all the army and the navy to put the wind up Sylvester. Yeah. The big strong man. We've a couple of them here on stage, boys and girls. And
just look this way, huh?
well, I tell you what, you know, we'd love to stay here all night, and we'd love to stay here till 5 in the morning, as we do most of the times are over here. Oh yes, I tell you, we're going to have a few more tunes now from Damaris, and another dance from Una, and she's going to come up here and display her talents.
Women rule, okay?
So, boys and girls, what you going to be? Sporting Paddy, is it? Yeah. Here's Sporting Paddy, boys and girls, and we dedicate this song to the victorious Tyrone team. And I don't want to say anything, because I know people here tonight from Mayo, but the last man that was on the 51 and 52 team passed away. But that doesn't mean that Mayo's going to win next year, because I think still, some of the subs are still alive. That's how I was told in America, anyway. What do they know over there? But that's what I was told, anyway. But
also, Derek, we had a couple of requests there for Billy Mulligan. And for how about Wayne to do Billy Mulligan?
oh yes, sure, you might as well. Yes, Billy Mulligan, the pride of the Coombe.
Right. So in this dance, folks, watch out, because Una could bring somebody with her. So hang on to your seats if you don't want to come up on the floor dancing. Just giving you... Is that right, Una? Yeah. This is for river dance. She needs a partner. Jack, watch out. Watch out, Jack.
Yes. We're going to get... We're going to get Andreas to dance some night too.
Absolutely not.
He's very light on his feet. And Andreas is very light. He makes a great dancer. Yes. Yeah.
Don't be telling anyone my secrets, Derek.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Awesome.
Thank you very much indeed there to Una, and thanks indeed for our lovely talent. And we hope to see her again here with us in the StockHouse. So how about putting your hands together and give her a big bull of bus? Come on, let's serve her. Now, boys and girls, we're going to go back and a very, very special request here for this young man behind here to sing Billy Mulligan, The Pride of the Coombe, a good old Dublin song that was written by Harry O'Donovan, together with, he wrote it with Jimmy O'Dea. They went down Moore Street, this is the story behind this song, and they heard all the dealers talking and singing, and they got inspiration to write this song, Billy Mulligan. So here it is. It's one of the great Dublin ballads, and of course, Harry O'Donovan with his brother Frank wrote some of the finest songs and ballads during the 30s, 40s and 50s, and this is one of them. Here's Billy Mulligan, the pride of the coon. Yes.
The pride of the Kuma.
Oh, incidentally, you know, he'll be back next week, Wayne, but he's on Monday, he's going to Lourdes with his mammy and people, so we wish him well, boys and girls. He's going over there, and I'm sure he'll say a few prayers for us all.
He's going to drink the holy water.
We all need it.
He's going to come home and say, we've got a gig in Lourdes.
Yeah.
No, I'll be home in time for the gig. Don't worry.
He'll bring back plenty of whole water anyway from Lourdes for his But here we go. Here's Billy Mulligan, the pride of the coon.
You may travel from Clare to the county Kildare, from Dublin right down to Macroom. Ah, but where would you see a fine widow like me, Biddy Mulligan, the pride of the coon? I'm a scrap of a widow, I live in a place in Dublin that's known as the Coon. Well, me comfort and ease, sure no king could excel, and me palace it consists of one room. By Patrick Street corner for 35 years, sure I stood by me stall, it's no lie. And while I stood there, sure there's no one would dare to say the black was the white of me eye. You may travel from Clare to the county Kildare, from Dublin right down to Macroom. Ah, but where would you see a fine widow like me, Biddy Mulligan, the pride of the coon? Me boys, Biddy Mulligan, the pride of the coon. I sell apples and oranges, nuts and split peas, bullseyes and those sugar stick sweets. On a Saturday night I sell second-hand clothes from me stall on the floor of the street. Well, I have a son, make sure he plays on the flute. He belongs to the Longford Street Band. It would do your heart good just to see them march out on a Sunday to Sandymount Strand. You may travel from Clare to the county Kildare, from Dublin right down to Macroom. Ah, but where would you see a fine widow like me, Biddy Mulligan, the pride of the coon? Me boys, Biddy Mulligan, the pride of the coon. I sell fish on the Friday, layouts on the boards. It's the finest you'll find in the sea. Well, the best is me herrings, fine Dublin Bay herrings. Oh, there's herrings for dinner and tea. In the park on a Sunday, I make a fine dash.
Everybody swing.
As me neighbours, they look on in surprise.
Oh, it's very easy.
With me Aberdeen shawl throwing over me head. Oh, I dazzle the sights of their eyes. You may travel from Clare to the county Kildare, from Dublin right down to Macroom. Ah, but where would you see a fine widow like me, Biddy Mulligan, the pride of the coon? Me boys, Biddy Mulligan, the pride of the coon.
Billy Mulligan there and all his glory there from Wayne, so give him a big bullabus. Yeah. Okay, where are we going to go over here? We're going to have a song this time that I was going to sing earlier, but it's a ballad that we've sung over the internet on many occasions, and it's called A Sniper's Promise. And here's Milo to sing it for you now. A song indeed about the Troubles, and it's a ballad I'm sure that if you were back in Belfast in the 1960s, you would have heard this song sung by Kathleen Largy, and she was the first person to record it. And here it is now from Milo, The Sniper's Promise.
Thanks, Derek.
Oh, yes, you're to buy. You're to buy.
Stood alone, waiting for an army for patrol. Then at last they came within my sight. As I squeezed the trigger of my Armalite.
Oh mama, comfort me. I know these awful things have got to be, but when the war for freedom has been won, I promise you I'll put away my gun. The shots rang out, I heard a soldier cry. Oh, please don't leave me here alone to die. I realized his patrol had gone away and left their wounded comrade for me to slay. Oh mama, comfort me. I know these awful things have got to be, but when the war for freedom has been won, I promise you I'll put away my gun. Well, there's nothing in this world I would not give. If mercy in your heart you'd let me live. And in his eyes I saw a begging flame.
my base. I can't forget the look on that boy's face. Fear, agony, and torment were all there. But to your memory, ma, his life I spared. Oh, mama, comfort me. I know these awful things have got to be, but when the war for freedom has been won, I promise you I'll put away my gun. Oh mama, comfort me. I know these awful things have got to be, and when the war for freedom has been won, I promise you I'll put away my gun.
Boys and girls, a sad song there from the Troubles over, over 30 years. Many songs were written and recorded. We recorded them on various albums and CDs down through the years. And that one was written back in the late 60s, early 70s. And thanks indeed for listening to it, and thanks for Milo, indeed, great rendering of the song. We're going to ask you all to join and sing with us. We're getting close to the end of the evening, and before we leave you, we're going to sing a song that's designed to bring all Irish people together. We're on the one road. So get those hands clapping, get those toes tapping, and let's hear you sing on the one road. And before we leave you, give a big bullabus to the wonderful band I have on stage. Andreas Durkin on the keyboard. Let's hear it for Andreas.
Thank you, Derek. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Wayne Berriton on the bass. Let's hear it for Wayne.
Thank you, Derek.
Milo Myland on guitar and vocals. Let's hear it for Milo.
Okay.
And the lady of the stage on playing the tenor banjo, Damaris Woods from County Meath.
Road, it may be the wrong road, but we're together now, who cares? Northmen, Southmen, comrades all, Dublin, Belfast, Cork and Donegal. We're on the one road, we're swinging along, we're singing a soldier's song. And though we've had our troubles now and then, now is the time to make 'em up again. Sure aren't we all Irish anyhow? Now is the time to step together now. On the one road, share the one load. We're on the road to God knows where. We're on the one road, maybe the wrong road, but we're together now, who cares? Northmen, Southmen, comrades all, Dublin, Belfast, Cork and Donegal. We're on the one road, swinging along, singing a soldier's song. Oh, tinker, tailor, every mother's son, butcher, a baker, shouldering his gun. Rich man, poor man, every man lying, all together just like old lang syne. One road, sharing the one load. We're on the road to God. Come on, sing it out. We're on the one road. It may be the wrong road. Together now, who cares? Northmen, Southmen, comrades all, Dublin, Belfast, Cork and Donegal. On the one road, swinging along, singing a soldier's song. Oh, night is darkest just before the dawn. From dissensions, Ireland is reborn. Soon we'll all, united Irishmen, make our land a nation once again. One road, sharing the one load. We're on the road to God knows where. We're on the one road, maybe the wrong road, but we're together now, who cares? Northmen, Southmen, comrades all, Dublin, Belfast, Cork and Donegal. We're on the one road, swinging along, singing a soldier's song. And that's it, boys and girls. Until next week, come along into the StockHouse and you'll get more of the same and maybe a few different stories and songs. But it's our pleasure and to be here to entertain you. And thank God we're able to do so, because it was a long lockdown. And thanks to the StockHouse and many other people around the world, it kept us going in live entertainment, and we were delighted to have an audience, even if that audience was spread out all over the world. Thanks to all the people on Mr. Zoom. Yes?
Yes.
And they're all watching, and I'm sure enjoying it. And we're going to finish up with a nation once again.
DJ PJ's on after this.
1, 2, 3, 4.
When boyhood's fire was in my blood, I read of ancient freemen of Greece and Rome who bravely stood, 300 men and 3 men. And there I prayed I yet might see of fetters rent in twain, and Ireland long a province be,
a nation once again, a nation once again, a nation once again, and Ireland long a province be, a nation
Once again.
it whispered to that freedom ark, and service high and holy would be profaned by feelings dark, or fashioned vain or lowly. But freedom comes from God's right hand, and needs a godly train, and righteous men will make our land a nation once
again.
together. Come on, let's see you sing.
A nation once again.
A nation once again, and Ireland long a province be, a nation once again. So as I grew from boy to man, I bent me to that bidding. The spirit of its selfish plan, with cruel passion ridding. And thus I hope someday to aid. Or can such hope be vain, when my dear country will be made a nation once again? Together,
A nation
once again, a nation once again, and Ireland long a province be, a nation once again, a nation once again,
Everybody.
a nation once again, and Ireland long a province be, a nation once again. Well, we're off to Birmingham tomorrow night, Birmingham in England. We might have to walk from the airport, there's no gas.
You're on your own, Derek.
Well, I'm sure we'll hitch a ride. But thanks very much, and good night, and God bless. Our national anthem, please. Our Rondavian. Nothing at all. I thought they all again. Wind our slew. I did about me queen. Favors besser. Shantir a shim share faster. The offer venture and nothing try. And now Sahem Sabarna Buel Legaliske Conbarch no sir Laguna Square We Lord Ebele Shani Kani Aranavi Soldiers are we whose lives are pledged to Ireland. Some have come from a land beyond the wave, sworn to be free. No more our ancient Ireland shall harbor the despot or the slave. Tonight we man the barn of Will, where Erin's cause come on no wheel. Let cannons roar and rifles peal. We will chant a soldier's song. God save Ireland.
Folks, if you want to take us home with you, Milo's a $5, Damaris is 10, Derek is 100. I know. We got CDs down there somewhere. I think they're at the bar, and there's flyers for our cruise. There's headbands. There's